What is up, my dudes and dudettes and people that do not quite know yet? Welcome to It's Now Gwendolyn, where I am in Now Gwendolyn, and fucking news coming in. Second gender clinic appointment done. That is us. We're set. So I have now officially been with GenderPlus for 2 appointments. I've been with Iggy, my little clinician, twice. We've spent a lovely 2 hours together, and I'm just here to give you guys the second update on the process to let you guys know how it is all transitioning. I know, lovely. So I've got all my little notes here. I was taking them during the actual appointment itself. I was asking very many questions about the process, what's going to happen, and what the steps were. So I'm just going to share that with you guys, so that we're all fully aware what we're going to be getting into if we decide to go with GenderPlus, just so you guys have a slight better idea of what's actually happening with your gender care and what could happen, just so you guys are more filled in. But let's jump straight fucking into it. Right, okay, so following on from the last video, which was talking about it's like what my first appointment was like, which was basically just if you got to know me, this appointment was more focused on my treatment, what I want to happen. So I want hormones, so hormones I'm getting, yeah? So the way it worked is you went through the 2 main routes that we will go through. So I'm going to describe to you what the 2 routes were, and I'm going to tell you which one I picked and why. So the first route that she described was called the indie route, the individual route. It is more on your own, you kind of manage it yourself. The way it works is after all the calls are done with her, she gives you a little diet, her being Iggy, the little clinician person I was on Zoom call with, she gives me a little draft of a document which basically just says, yes, this person has gender incongruence, yes, this person can get HRT, yes, this person has been signed off by GenderPlus to say that blah 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 blah. What I can then do is take it to a list of endocrinologists that is provided by GenderPlus, not GenderGP, GenderPlus, provided by GenderPlus, that they partner and work with, that they vouch for the officialness of. I feel like my face is severely lit up here. Once I then decide which endocrinologist I wish to go to, endocrinologist is basically just a hormone person, I then start treatment with them. I will give them blood tests, I will give them documents, and then we will start a little trial of hormones. I'll book a few extra meetings every 4 to 6 months, and just to check my bloods are okay, to make sure the treatment's going well, and to make sure I don't want to change my dosage. It is then my responsibility to make follow-up meetings, to monitor my own stuff, and to check in with my GP and make sure I'm getting everything I need to do. It's much more person-centric, and it would avoid having to go through GenderPlus and go through their like more structured routine. It does mean that I would have to pay for appointment, so it's like $325 per appointment. So it means every single checkup I would need to pay £325 for, along with potentially paying for the medication if my GP wouldn't prescribe it for me. So it was a kind of heftier fee. The benefits, I'm going to look at it just now. The benefits was that I could have it ongoing on my own schedule, and I didn't have a set time scale. As in, like, these endocrinologists are so busy, they're professionals and they've got their own full-time job, and they do this endocrinology private as a kind of side gig, honestly. So they're not going to be phoning you and checking you up and saying, oh, by the way, you need to like send me this and you need to do that and don't forget to do this. Like, they're just like, they'll be like, oh cool, thank you for sending me that, this is the results of it. I did get a list of all the prices, but I'm not going to bore you with them all. It's all on the GenderPlus website. You can view it under the cost of medication, if not share care. The next route, so that route was pretty simple. That route is pretty simple. It's you go to someone else and you book in through them. The next route is a GenderPlus route. The way it works is very, very similar. Is that Iggy writes my little diagnosis, she sends it to the hormone team. The hormone team and her and the other board members have a little discussion about me. I love the old me. Have a little discussion, and then they decide whether or not they want to invite me onto the clinic. If I get invited onto the clinic, which she said she can't think of a reason why not, I can then use the letter that they say is for my invitation as a referral to start getting my blood works done from my GP. Once that is done, I then travel down to London, Leeds or Birmingham. I'm going to do London because of course I'm going to do London. It's further away, it's more fun, and I'll make a wee weekend out of it. So I travelled into London, I speak to the hormone team. They do a little kind of physical with you just to make sure that they've got everything right and they've double checked it themselves. So that will be your height, your weight, they'll maybe do some like heart pressure tests and blood pressure tests, stuff like that, just to make sure whatever medication they give you is fucking perfect. Yeah? Once I've done that, you will then start paying a £90 per month fee. If your GP agrees to share care, which not all of them do, but some of them do, so fingers crossed. If your GP agrees to share care, you'll only pay that £90 and maybe some blood tests. If they don't agree to share care, you will have to pay the cost of the medication as well. So for me, based on what I want, my rough costs, including everything, would come to about £200 per month if my GP doesn't agree to share care. If my GP does agree to share care, I will be either 90 or 102, depending on if I want to do progesterone. So the way the cost works out is they only prescribe one type of anti-androgen for trans females. That would be triportoline, whatever it is, and they do it on a 22.5mg or an 11.25mg, so double strength with the 11. Those get injected into, I think it's your leg or your bum, every 3 or 6 months. The bigger dose of 22.5 is every 6 months, and 11.25 is every 3 months. Those are £265 for the 11.25 and then £580 for the 22.5. And once you kind of average it as if like you're saving your wages every month, it averages out to about £100 per month. You've then got your oestrogel, which is what I would be taking. You can get patches or tablets, but I want to do the gel because I don't like the tablets because they can cause certain liver problems, and the patches, they can fall off, and I'm kind of skeptical. So I would do the gel, which one canister is about 64 pumps, and it's about 15 quid. You usually use about 2 pumps. That can be up to 3 depending on the strength that you're looking for based on your clinician's advice, but you're looking at about it lasting you a month per pump that you've got. And then you can also get aldosterone. I'll put the word here. You can get that for about £12-ish. That's progesterone basically. I don't know what it does, don't ask me. But that's progesterone. So with all of those prices factored in monthly, along with the £90 membership fee, I would be looking at about £200 per month if my GP doesn't agree to share care, or £90 per month if they do, 102 if I want to do progesterone, because progesterone is not deemed as medically necessary, so it is not covered by any GP. They will never prescribe it for you and take the burden on of that financially. Next thing that would happen after I have been done my physical is, or even before that, sorry, for me, fertility, once I get the invitation that yes, you're going to come down, we're going to do this, I can then use that to start getting my fertility treatment at my GP or through the NHS, in which basically I come in a cup and they freeze it. Just in the event that maybe one day I do end up with a woman and I do want to have kids, due to the anti-sterile nature of HRT that can sometimes leave someone infertile or struggle to regain their fertility, or just damage it. I would like to have as a backup just in case I want to have kids when I'm older. So that would be a lovely thing for me. That should be able to happen relatively soon. I should be able to make that phone call in the next week or two. And hopefully if the NHS moves semi-speedily, I should be able to just start my HRT the minute I get access to it, as opposed to having to hold off. Because what would be unideal is I get my HRT and then I have to wait an extra month or two to use it because I'm waiting on my fertility clinic to get back to me. But that's pretty much what we spoke about. I'm looking through just now. I will say this because I asked this specifically for you guys, so I could let you know some of the reasons that they might deny you from getting HRT or anything like that, just because I was curious what the kind of requirements were. They said, 1, you have to be in semi-good physical health, with the main things of like you can't have any liver damage, like or you need to have like a healthy enough liver and kidneys and stuff like that, just because the chemicals flooding through your kidney and livers need to be able to work functionally, just so they don't get damaged at all in the process. So things like unhealthy livers and stuff like that could affect you getting HRT. No social transition. This one actually was kind of surprising to me, but they would like and prefer that you are socially transitioned or socially transitioning, just because they don't like the idea of putting someone on transitioning hormones and therapy if they don't actually know what the social aspect of transitioning is, because it is really hard, it is really difficult, and doing it medically is a little bit harder as well. So they like to make sure that you are fully confident in your decision and not socially transitioning doesn't show confidence. It shows a little bit of withdrawal, so they don't feel comfortable doing that to someone, unless it's special circumstances. But you need to have some kind of record of social transitioning, whether it's just your friends, social media posts, or just your general appearance. But you have to have, like, be at least a little bit socially transitioning, so just so that they can see that you're a confident person, and that they know that they're not going to give it to you, and you're not going to really struggle psychologically with the impact of social transitioning. We also spoke about why it would be slightly better for GenderPlus, in my case at least, just because with someone with ADHD who struggles to make appointments and remember stuff like that, they have a mandatory every 3 months, so 4 times in a year. I will have to have a virtual call with them, just to make sure everything's going all good, make sure things are happening, and I'd have to, I think 3 times a year or twice a year, submit blood tests for 2 years while I'm under the 24 months membership, just so they can have a perfect eye on everything that's happening and that they know I'm all good. But nothing else we really spoke about. That's all it was. It was just speaking about the options, asked a few questions. We spoke about Heartstopper a little bit, love Heartstopper. But nothing too major. I just wanted to share with you guys so that you kind of knew what the script was, honestly. But that's how my second appointment went. Once I receive feedback, I will then let you guys know, along with once I have my third appointment. The third appointment will be, if I get it, will be with the hormone clinic down in London. So I will make a video about that either in London or when I come back from London. But that will be the next time you guys hear an update about this. I'll potentially make a little update video about the fertility, just in case anybody that is curious how the fertility thing actually functions. I'll put my awkwardness aside for you guys. But I think that's everything that I really need to speak about. This has been quite a quick fire one. It's kind of just been me speaking at you guys. I just wanted to share the information because a lot of this stuff I didn't know, and a lot of the stuff I kind of struggled to find. So I feel like it was just nice. I feel like I wanted just to share so that it was an easier way for people to understand. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to comment them, or DM me on TikTok. It's Gwendolyn_CO5. And the only other thing that I want to say before I do my little outro is that I have a little comment under my main dash page about potential video ideas. People have already suggested they want to see my makeup tutorial, which I'm not going to do a tutorial. I'll do like a what my makeup routine is, because you should not copy my makeup routine because I'm so bad at makeup. And people have also, no, people haven't asked. I'm going to do a video on gender euphoria, but I would like to see if anybody has any specific videos that they'd like to see made, and I'm more than happy to look into it and potentially make them for you guys for the aspect of entertainment and knowledge, okay? But with everything said, I just want to say, please remember and please make sure to always have fun, be you, and explore. Goodbye, guys.